Hello everyone, my report is going to be on Hurricane Sandy and the impacts of the flood. On October 22nd, 2012, over tropical ocean waters off of the coast of Nicaragua, Hurricane Sandy began from a tropical wave that developed into a tropical depression, then quickly into a tropical cyclone. That's a lot of tropicals, sorry about that. 2 days later, it became a Category 1 hurricane with the wind stronger than 74 miles per hour. The hurricane first made landfall on Jamaica as a Category 1 hurricane. On October 24th, then Cuba, Haiti, Dominican Republic, and the Bahamas. On October 29th, the hurricane made landfall over the U.S. near Atlantic City, New Jersey, with 90-mile-per-hour winds. The unusual combination of hurricane conditions and cold fronts made Sandy particularly potent, lasting 9 days. Hurricane Sandy affected the East Coast and the Caribbean. Summer and winter weather conditions collided in the atmosphere. Tropical cyclone is what made Sandy started as getting energy from the warm waters of the Caribbean and moving northward along the Gulf Stream. Sandy took a sharp turn left into New Jersey and New York coast, then collided with a winter-like storm system. Hurricane Sandy's energy source transitioned from warm ocean water to the atmosphere and morphed into a wintertime cyclone and increased in size. Here we see the transition of the hurricane starting in the coast of Nicaragua in the bottom yellow. It moves along impacting Haiti, Dominican Republic, and Cuba, and it transitions along the Gulf Stream and it shifts directly toward New Jersey and New York. A widespread record of coastal flooding occurred in lower New York Bay, Jamaica Bay, Western Bay along southern Nassau County. Parts of New York City and lower Manhattan, Brooklyn, Staten Island flooded, paralyzing the subway systems. Long Island, Sound Shore, or northern Nassau County experienced major coastal flooding. Provisional data from 10 existing USGS coastal gauges in southeastern New York are shown. All USGS, these tidal water elevation stations, recorded levels above the National Weather Service. Here I listed some of the flooding and to where it reached. We can see that some were above FEMA 100-year base flood elevation and some approached. At least 50 square miles in New York City flooded, and about 17% of its landmass was covered. On the two pictures to the left, we have examples of how it affected New York, and to the right, it's of New Jersey. The top right corner is Atlantic City, New Jersey. The bottom right is Jersey Shore. The top left corner is a subway, which was stopped, and we can see the water rose all the way to the point where it stopped the movement. And we have taxis here, which I'm pretty sure are out of commission by now. The economic impact: there were a total of 147 deaths in the US, 72, and Haiti, 54. $70.2 billion worth of damage. 8.5 million people lost power during the storms. 650,000 homes destroyed in New York and New Jersey. New York subways were flooded with seawater and remain cause, and it was the worst damage in its 108-year history. In terms of preventing future disasters, the federal government focused on legislative reforms to combat climate change, as well as adding funding for FEMA to prepare for potential relief efforts. Areas that are prone to hurricane damage, such as coastal New Jersey and New York, are reinforced with sturdy materials to withstand strong winds. In order to minimize flood damage in coastal areas, dunes were put out in place so that ocean water could collect and it wouldn't seep into the cities. New Jersey has spent, for example, $40 million to create dunes to prevent water flow areas such as New Jersey and Atlantic City.